Oh my god, Supernatural fans, that was an intense episode. This is Mel again, and this video will focus on episode 1022 of Supernatural titled The Prisoner, which aired May 13th, 2015. Before I start on the episode, I just have to say that I felt completely stupid for not picking up on the wordplay sooner in regards to the Stein family. I mean, Eldon said that the family had changed its name after the Frankenstein tale was published. Therefore, Eldon Stein was originally Eldon Frankenstein. So the new name was basically a shortened version of the old, yet with a different spelling. Did anyone else notice that clever wordplay? Now, with that said, let's get on to the episode. And I have to say, guys, I was highly impressed, even though we saw our characters heading down dark paths, especially with Dean, as he basically massacred the entire Stein family in this episode because they were the ones that killed Charlie. And then there was Sam who tried to kill Crowley, and yet we saw how powerful Crowley truly is. I mean, here's why I like the dark path. For the past few seasons, we've been told that Crowley is the king of hell, and yet we never saw why he's the king, or what makes him different from every other demon like we did with Abaddon or Lilith. In this episode, we got to see a glimpse of just how powerful and different Crowley really is. And his red eyes made an appearance, and did it seem like it was a misting effect around those eyes? It was like a red mist or so, or maybe I was imagining it. Who knows? Let me know in the comments below. Now, the same goes for Dean. We've heard about the legend behind Cain and the Mark, and even Crowley fears that legend. And we have seen glimpses of Dean succumbing to the Mark's darkness while he was a demon. And yet in this episode, we got to see how truly dangerous Dean can be as a human with the Mark on a mission. Not even on a mission. He is just dangerous. Now, without the Mark, Dean is already dangerous and deadly because of his training as a hunter. The Mark now seems to amplify what Dean already had, and the Mark basically means that Dean is untouchable unless you want to unleash a greater threat, which is Demon Dean. Now, Dean's escape from the police custody was awesome, and here I thought we'd see the paperclip trick again. I'm glad I was wrong about that, because the way he took down that cop while still chained to that chair was just fantastic. And it truly shows how skilled Dean is in being an escape artist. I'm just saying. And then Dean was menacing and calculating when he dealt with the Stein family. And then his power and strength was shown when he fought against Castiel, who had his grace back, and yet the angel couldn't hold his own against the hunter. And while that puts a damper on the friendship between Dean and Cass, that fight showed just how threatening Dean could become if pushed the wrong way. And during that final scene between Dean and Cass, when Dean took the angel blade and purposefully missed Cass when he struck down, that scene paralleled one that Jensen Ackles filmed for Dark Angel, with Jessica Alba's character being in Cass's place. It was episode 203 of Dark Angel, where Alec, played by Jensen, was conflicted about killing Max, played by Jessica Alba, to save herself, and the camera did the same thing in this episode as it did on Supernatural. We see Jensen Ackles' character holding the weapon and striking down, giving the impression that he stabbed whoever was on the ground, and yet the camera cuts to the weapon being stabbed into the ground or a book stack, with either Max or Cass staring at the weapon that just missed them. Like they literally had to turn their heads to see the weapon that could have killed them. Now, so I loved how that parallel instantly came to mind after it happened, because of Jensen being the common factor between them. Now, the same could be said about Klaus Michelson from the originals, who has the legendary reputation of being the original hybrid that everyone feared, or even about Oliver Queen from Arrow, when he had the dangerous reputation as a vigilante, and how everyone cowered at the mere sight of him. Or Nikita from the CW's show Nikita, who proved to be the best rogue agent that her creators ever saw. They basically created their own downfall, and then agents after her were told of the legend that was Nikita. Now, like with Dean, every time I see these characters, any character really, show their true potential, despite how dark it is, I just love it because it shows us what these characters are truly capable of, and it reinforces why we should fear them, or why they are so awesome in regards to why, as the protagonist, we should side with them, why everyone else should fear them, or what makes them so different from every other mundane character in the show. So let's get back to Supernatural. I want to talk briefly about Charlie's funeral. I really like that it was featured and not just assumed to have happened. To see the process of creating the Hunter's funeral and to stack on the flashbacks of Charlie with the Winchesters behind that montage of creating the funeral pyre, it was just heartbreaking, yet it gave the desired effect for the moment. I truly wish that Charlie didn't die, but her death definitely put a rift between Sam and Dean, who, well, both of them basically blame Sam for Charlie's death. And kind of rightfully so, because he did bring her in when Dean didn't want her getting involved. And aside from that, it seems that the side plot of Crowley and Rowena is going to heat up now that Crowley is aware that Rowena wants him dead. I sense a mother-son duo, or duel, I should say, in the future. Is anyone else reminded of the ending dynamic between Esther and Klaus Michelson from the originals, where the mother wants the son dead, yet the son is the one to kill his mother in the end? Well, the same happened for Crowley and Rowena. You have to wonder. Now, I believe that is all I want to talk about for the episode without actually getting into a full recap. And we all know that once I do that, I'm going to start rambling for a long time. But if you want a full recap or a play-by-play of the episode as I watched it, check out my live journal link that will be included in the description box below. It'll take you to my entry for the episode recap, where you can see jot notes of what happens on screen, and then in a different color there's my initial reactions in the moment. Or any questions I have, they'll be included in there if I haven't covered them already in this video. Now let's get to predictions. So let's start with the season finale, which is episode 1023, titled Brother's Keeper. And the official synopsis is as follows. Dean makes a shocking decision regarding the Mark of Cain that would change not only his life, but Sam's too. Meanwhile, Crowley and Rowena face off, and Castiel gets caught in the middle. Now I've got to say, Supernatural gives like the shortest synopsis ever. It's like, it doesn't give much, and yet it gives a lot, and yet it's to the point, which is always appreciated. So anyways, since it's a season finale, I'm already worried about what could happen or how they could leave us hanging. Especially after the finale they gave us last year that had me in angry tears. I mean, the way it was set up, you knew it was happening, but then to have it actually happen in front of you is just, it does something to you. But based on the promo, Dean summons Death about the Mark, and I can't wait to see how that goes. I believe we haven't seen Death since Sam was ready to die back in the season 9 premiere, before Gadriel tricked him to give consent to an angel possession. And I don't think Dean and Death have seen each other since the season 7 premiere. I could be wrong about that though. But I am curious as to why Death hasn't been summoned before, if this choice was the ultimate last option for Dean to make. It'll be interesting to see what Death knows about the Mark of Cain itself, since he was there when it was cast down on Cain. And the mother and son face-off between Crowley and Rowena will be interesting to see, but I wonder if that's before or after Rowena casts the spell for the Mark that she's been tasked to retrieve from the Book of the Damned. It's definitely going to be an interesting finale, And all I can say is that I am glad that I already know there will be a season 11. I think I'd feel really anxious if it was still up in the air about whether we'd get a season 11 or not. But until next week, don't forget to leave a comment below about your thoughts and theories about the show or about a specific episode, mainly 1022. Don't forget to like my video, subscribe to my channel, and to share this video with all your supernatural friends. Until next time, bye guys.